Hello, I'm Andrew Pritchard, and thank you for watching today's Canada Regional Forecast, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. We're going to start off first by checking with the jet stream right now, and we're watching a major trough right now across the northern plains and kind of butting up against the Canadian border here, but we've kind of talked about the trough diagram over the last couple of forecast videos I put out, and you know that on the leading edge of these troughs, that's where you have the greatest vertical motion and the greatest tendency for showers and storms to develop. And that's why we do have an area of rain and thunderstorms across parts of the southern prairies here, especially Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and the chance for a couple of strong storms as well as we head through the afternoon on Tuesday. On the backside of our trough, obviously, that's where we find the sinking motion and less in the way of rain and thunderstorm activity. The satellite picture as we wake up on Tuesday morning, here's our big storm system, the counterclockwise flow around that, the widespread rain and thunderstorms underneath those clouds, a sunny start to the day across parts of northern Saskatchewan and northern Manitoba, some clouds and maybe some light rain falling across parts of Alberta as well as we head through the rest of the day. Talking about the fire weather forecast here, I've got the fire weather map up here, and we go from blue being the low fire weather risk and the red being extreme, with yellow being high. And we see the higher risks here across parts of northern Alberta, parts of northern Saskatchewan, and then higher risks starting to emerge here where we continue to dry out across southern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan. I've also overlaid where we've got our major wildfires burning. Those can be found with the red circles. We've got some activity across parts of Manitoba and Ontario, and then again in this area across parts of northern Alberta and northern Saskatchewan. So we look at the soil moisture, the current picture, and the forecast change. Continue to watch this dry area across the Canadian prairies. We're not seeing much forecast improvement there over the next 7 to 10 days. We do have some rain chances, but I wouldn't call it totally feast or famine. But we're talking about isolated to scattered thunderstorm chances where some folks are going to be totally dry. Other people will benefit, reap the benefits of those showers and storms. But again, some people are going to be dry, again, for the next 7 to 10 days across especially parts of southern Alberta, but again, across parts of the entire Canadian prairie region. The radar picture here on Tuesday morning, right now we're looking at kind of the U.S. and the Canada border here. Seeing some rain and thunderstorm activity pushing across the border here, across parts of, along the line from Oxbow over to Killarney, over toward Winnipeg. Now looking at southern Alberta and the southern Saskatchewan. We'll also pivot over here, looking at southern Manitoba now, looking over towards the Winnipeg area, a little bit lighter as you head off to the east, but this is where we've got the better chance for some stronger storms as we head through the rest of the day. Here is that severe weather outlook here, a moderate risk now from the Environment Canada across southern Manitoba and southeastern Saskatchewan, an isolated strong storm possible back here across south central Alberta, that area kind of highlighted with the satellite picture as well as we head through the afternoon on Tuesday. Now, looking at the National Blended Model, just playing out the forecast, precipitation accumulation forecast for the next 10 days. And again, you see this hole kind of emerging across southern Alberta, southern Saskatchewan, where really being left out by these storm systems. Again, it's not going to be completely bone dry, I don't think, for everyone in this widespread area, but this is where it really becomes a little bit more in the feast or famine department here, where some of these isolated storms are going to dump on some folks, but by and large, looking dry across southern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan. Wetter as you head off to the east, where we're in the path of this storm system, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, and then wetter off to the north as well across central and northern portions of Alberta and Saskatchewan. But unfortunately, even with several storm systems passing through southern Alberta and especially southwestern Saskatchewan, looking like they will be the losers on this unless we see some kind of change. So what's happening with the jet stream over the next 5 to 7 days? Well, here is this first trough bringing the rain activity to the area today. We'll go ahead and watch this thing scoot off to the east with a ridge building in. This returns us to a hot and dry pattern across the Canadian prairies before the next trough is kind of forecast to move up and over that ridge. This is what the problem is here in Alberta and Saskatchewan. If I kind of draw this area, you're going to see the next trough emerge up and over the top of this ridge. There it is right here, kind of getting parts of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Again, let me draw this. I'll take this drawing off and then redraw the trough moving through right here. So with it kind of missing out on parts of Alberta, southern Saskatchewan, that again is another missed opportunity in that area. And then as we get into the end of the weekend, getting into Sunday, we see a subtle system making its way in here right now. This would possibly bring some rain to parts of southern Alberta, and southwestern Saskatchewan. But if this thing tracks any further to the north, that's another big miss as well. So I guess as we deal with the exit of this Tuesday storm system, if you're living in southern Alberta or southwestern Saskatchewan, I gotta say that, my gut says your next best chance is to really cross your fingers and hope this thing on Sunday and Monday doesn't track any further north over the top of this ridge, because that would be yet another miss in that region. We'll look at the European model, precipitation type forecast forecast and surface level pressure. Here we watch this first storm system making its way out of the area. It's right here. Tuesday, we're watching this track eastward across the parts of southern Manitoba now as we get into early Wednesday morning, exiting the area. A subtle little system bringing some light shower and perhaps isolated thunderstorm activity to central Alberta and central Saskatchewan Wednesday afternoon and evening. Into Thursday morning now, this thing's tracking into Manitoba, central Manitoba, seeing the more widespread rainfall, but perhaps southern Manitoba picking up on that as well Thursday evening. As we head into the weekend, hot and dry across the Canadian prairies. And then we get into the later part of the weekend into early next week. That's when that next system emerges here Sunday night into Monday, bringing rainfall chances again to right now a widespread chunk of the Canadian prairies here, but any further north with that system. And again, I think we'll be dry across southern Alberta and southwestern Saskatchewan. So to kind of sum it up, central, southwestern, or central and southeastern Manitoba, or let me start over with that. Central and southeastern Saskatchewan into southern Manitoba. This is probably where you're going to be the most beneficial or the biggest beneficiaries of the forecast here with rainfall over the next 5 to 7 days. As you head over to parts of southern Alberta, far southwestern Saskatchewan, it becomes a little bit more sparse here. This is the area that I'm very concerned about as far as being dry again, hot and dry over the next 5 to 7 days. Really crossing our fingers for Sunday into Monday. The total precipitation forecast here, we'll just loop this out then as we get through the next 5 to 7 days now. This loop runs all the way through the weekend, so through Sunday. Let's go ahead and we'll click through time with it as well so you can see the progression here, starting with the Tuesday storm system, really getting southern Manitoba. That weaker system that moves through Wednesday and Thursday, getting parts of the central provinces here. And then hot and dry for the weekend before that system emerges on Sunday, perhaps bringing some precipitation back to Alberta and Saskatchewan by Sunday. But again, check it out. The closer you get to the U.S. border here, the lower your precipitation chances get. So along the border, we're going to need maybe even a southern shift in that Sunday storm system to kind of get some rain in this area. But you can certainly see the corridors. Here is Tuesday and Wednesday, bringing the rain right through here. Then here is Wednesday and Thursday. And then across this area, mostly hot and dry, crossing our fingers for Sunday. A closer picture here, just looking at Alberta now, taking this all the way out through the same time period. Again, check it out. Dry at this point with this particular forecast solution across southern Alberta, really crossing our fingers for the end. Right there, that would be the Sunday storm system that we really want to kind of get some of that rain to move into this area. We'll finish with the high temperatures here. The highs for Tuesday, mid-20s to the mid-teens as you head northward. Wednesday, and then Thursday. Here's Friday as we shift back to that hot and dry pattern. Saturday, very hot, lower 30s across the southern Alberta into southern Saskatchewan. And this is how that next storm system moves in the next day on the heels of this, kind of cooling us back down. But again, turning back toward a hot and dry pattern across the Canadian prairies here as we head into the weekend. Really crossing our fingers for some rain on Sunday and Monday. Looking off to the east, Saskatchewan and Manitoba, there goes the Tuesday system, there's Wednesday, and then here we get towards the weekend, maybe another blast of precipitation. So let's go ahead, let's step through time, which I think I just took away my ability to. I'm not sure why when I accidentally click ahead, suddenly, oh, what do you know, we're able to do it. So here we go, here's our Tuesday precipitation taking us into early Wednesday morning. The heaviest, obviously, confined to southern areas of Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Also going to be the risk of some strong storms in this region Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. As we head into Wednesday evening and Thursday, here comes this more subtle system bringing some precipitation to this corridor. And then as we head into the weekend, mostly hot and dry, but some scattered storm chances move back in as we get into Sunday and Monday. Your high temperatures for the next 5 days, mid to lower 20s for the day on Tuesday, warming up Wednesday and Thursday, very warm across the the southern regions here of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Saturday, a bit cooler, But then Sunday, this would be Saturday. I'm sorry, my days are all mixed up. Friday and then Saturday, really turning back to the hot and dry pattern across the region by the time we get to Saturday. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Thursday morning ag forecast video, and I'll have your next Canadian regional forecast update for you midday on Friday. Have a wonderful day.